Hi, I'm Bob Ryan. This is Globe 10.0. With me today is Chad Finn. Well, you know what they say around the street corner? Plus ça change, plus c'est la même chose. And that subject is Jonathan Papelbon. We are right back where we were at the end of last year, are we not?
Sure looks that way. Yeah.
Huh? I mean,
exactly.
A frightening performance, I would think that's safe to say so far. The numbers are pretty grim, but even beyond the numbers, are we ever going to see that guy, or in fact, somebody of that guy who once struck out 70 and walked 8? I guess not.
I don't think so. He's got 5 walks this spring. That was a full season a couple of years ago.
Yeah, well, it was, yeah.
Another 60 innings to go to match that.
What do we say? I mean, we talked about using another pitch, that business, and I mean, is it just lost something off the fastball and that's it? End of story? What is it?
You know what the mystery with it is to me is it goes back to when they changed his mechanics. What was it, 2 years ago? He hasn't had the same command since, and that's the thing that made him great, was he could throw that fastball wherever he wanted to.
Absolutely. I mean, we repeat, in 08, he had 70 walks and strikeouts and 8 walks. I mean, all right, that's pretty extreme. But you know, you go back to that meltdown. I go back to that meltdown against the Angels in 09 in the playoffs, and him standing there, a real stand-up guy, and him taking all the blame for it and saying, "I'm going to have a video of that 9th inning over me while I am working out this winter. I'm coming back." You know, we all bought into that. You know, and do you think his head is on straight or not? What is it? Do we have any theories as to why he has lost it?
I think probably he doesn't know what to think of it. So much of his persona is wrapped up in that cockiness and the staring. The whole tough guy thing. And he's been humbled a couple times, and he hasn't quite figured out how to recover from that.
All right, so the team reaction in the offseason was to stoke up with Papelbon Insurance. First of all, they have it in-house with Bard, the closer in waiting. Now we get Bobby Jenks. And you wonder how it was going to affect him, and he kept his mouth shut. We don't know what he said privately, but publicly did. But, I mean, that was beyond a clear message, wasn't it? That he's on trial.
Mariano Rivera, they talked to Rafael
forgot about that. Very important.
There's a lot of messages.
They legitimately made an offer for Rivera. So, of course, the great question is, how far does Terry Francona go? How far does he go? How many failures? Last year there were 8 blown saves. How many early failures before he does, in fact, turn it over to either Bard or Jenks or the combination of the two?
I'm putting the over-under at 4. I think it would be 3 for most managers, but we know how Francona is in terms of his patience and giving these guys a lot of leeway. So,
you know, it's a shame because
it is.
This guy was refreshing. He was fun to have around. He had no filter and all that. When he was good, boy, he was great. And it was a swashbuckling thing, and he was everything a closer's supposed to be, right? In the sense, right?
He embraced it.
Right. And hey, but it just shows you the Riveras are few, very, very, very few and far between. It's a very precarious way to make a living.